Welcome to the channel. In this episode, we'll be driving across the Denali Highway. There'll be some roadside camping in the Teardrop and a roadside repair on the Scout. So stick around and enjoy the scenery. And thanks for watching. Now that valley was a solid 10-20% grade at some points. But still, speed limit at 40, it's doing just fine.
As you can hear behind me, first mishap of the trip. I believe I have blown out the gasket for the manifold. Well, not the manifold, the exhaust pipe where it connects to the manifold. It's very loud now. We're just a couple of miles from the place we were going to camp tonight. And when I get there, I'm going to try to tighten it up. Maybe we'll have some good luck. She's still running fine. This is kind of a minor thing, but I would like to get that sealed up before it burns up my exhaust donut. Yep, definitely. Alright, so I was able to get the exhaust leak fixed, tighten up the bolts. I don't know if they just vibrated loose or I'm not sure do those, I bought a new donut gasket. Do they shrink? I don't really know. You can tell me in the comments what you think. But I did get it tightened up more. They were fairly loose, so I'm wondering if they've maybe just vibrated on the road and over time have loosened up. I wonder if they're supposed to have Loctite. I don't know. If it happens again, I'll put some on. But she's running good and it's not making that awful sputtery, no muffler noise that I remember so well from Bethel.
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Practice your raven pose while you're eating chili and a hot dog. Seems appropriate.
What color is those toenails?
Glacier blue.
Glacier blue. It's gotta be a glacier. Oh, I see a glacier.
Go Team Spirit.
That's right over there. Coming right out of that mountain.
First morning here camping on the Denali Highway. Last night was great. I think we only heard 2 other cars all night long, which is amazing. You call something a highway and there's that little of traffic. Coffee's on. View is still spectacular. No evidence of bears. We've seen lots of, well, Nugget's namesake from moose around, but we were left alone last night. Free camping on the Denali Highway. Not bad.
Yeah, next is my turn. What?
Water bottle up.
Again, some international forward thinking for overlanding. Good morning. Second night on the Denali Highway, boondocking. Found this great place here next to the water. A little more buggy, but we're down off the hills, and I don't think it gets much better if you're 20 feet above up there. So we're gonna sit down here, and we got this little smoky fire going, which is helping. Scout's going great. The tightening the manifold absolutely worked. Made it much quieter, plus, you know, a little more compression in the motor. My power returned. It was a little bit sluggish when that was started to make noise. Doing great though. Setup's good. We just saw across the water there's an eagle sitting right up on the hill. Above it was a moose that I first thought was a bear, but nope, just a moose, which is okay. Though honestly, moose kill more people in Alaska each year than bears do. But there's just one, and it's typically mama moose that stomp tourists. So we're Alaskan-ish. We're moving, but for the moment we're still Alaskan, so I don't think they stomp Alaskans. It's just tourists. No, doing great. Doing great. So at about the halfway point, from Cantwell over, it was about 90% gravel road. And we made it to about the halfway point to the Alpine Creek Lodge. Had a piece of pie, or a little pie. Oh, it was fresh. It was very good. Very good. If you're ever through there, get the pie. And then we talked to the I think her name was Casey at Rock On Racing, a dog team there. And it was kind of cool. She knew the Clakas, which we know and is dog team, sled dog racer out in Bethel, and who's so coming across from Cantwell. The first half of the road is gravel, almost entirely, and about 30 miles in is where we camped last night, and then from about that point on to about the halfway point, which is about 65 miles or something like that, the road is pretty bad. I mean, it's potholes. We were cruising along at like 25 miles an hour, pretty much the whole day. At about the halfway point, we stopped at the Alpine Creek Lodge. They've got a little cafe there, a little bar, and certainly there's accommodations there. It was nice for a little tip. They gave us the Wi-Fi password, so we were able to check in with folks and let them know we're doing okay. And it was good. And then we came on along, and at about the, 50 mile mark, 50 mile marker, 50 miles from the other end, the road went from gravel to pavement, like a sprayed tar gravel stuff that was vastly better. And that's been about the way it was for about 20 miles here, which was really nice. Yeah. So we decided to stay here, but the bugs are pretty bad. I'm gonna show you this, so I keep getting distracted by. Can you see that swarm? Anyway, the bugs are pretty bad, but to make up for it, we have moose and eagles, and there's three swans down here fighting or mating. Sometimes it's hard to tell. And we've had ducks, and April is making supper, and we've got a nice little smoky fire still kind of going, and it's going to be a good evening. Yeah, and the old girl's doing just fine. And it was I found squeaks again that I'd gotten rid of, but they were there again. So we did a little oiling on that back gate and got it to shut up for a little while. So we're gonna enjoy our evening. See you in the morning. Clearly, this smoky fire is working fine.
That is not ash. Those are mosquitoes.
Trying to bite your ash.
And we're trying to cook them. Think it's a fail.
It's an ongoing battle.
That won't do. No, too big of an eye. He's melting. Melting. Can you tell it's a snowman?
Yeah.
You gotta have the buttons, man.
Gotta have the buttons.
Just don't have the carrot for the nose.
Nice.
You should have prettied yours up too.
Through the Denali Highway. We stopped here in front of the Paxson Lodge Cafe Cocktail Lounge that is apparently deserted and gone, but it must have been fun in its day. Anyway, Nugget did great. The road, my understanding initially was that it was a lot of gravel, but it turned out it was about half gravel coming in from the Cantwell side. And then about 20 miles of pretty decent sprayed tar gravel, which made it wonderful. And then about 20 miles of awful frost heave, busted up pavement with sporadic goodness in it. But anyway, Nugget did great. 3 nights of camping. It is a must on any Alaska tour. Especially in a Scout. It was just begging to be driven by a Scout. Anyway, so we are in Paxson, where it's either up down the road or up the road, we're not sure. I'm going to try to find some coffee, and then we're going to turn south and go towards Glen Allen, which I believe is about 75 miles away. And somewhere down there we're going to find us a campground with a shower and maybe some laundry, and that would be nice because we have been a little off the grid, and yeah, it's time. So anyway, there we go, the Denali Highway. It was awesome. The views were crazy. Do it.
Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this, be sure and check out our other episodes of driving cross country in our Scout 800A. Be sure and like and subscribe, and we'll see you out there on the road.